Round one.
So, the one thing I think is pretty cool and interesting for this top lane is DK just rushed a salve and he has 0 tangos. So usually carries will start 0 tangos, but then, you know, with the back they'll buy extra tangos. But here I think he's recognizing that he won't die to this like go in by the slaughter techies, but he'll be really low. And he'd rather have a salve to just like get full regen up than having tangos. And if he needs tangos, then Mirana will kind of help him out. It's a pretty interesting thing.
Yeah, that's a cool way to utilize it and get yourself some extra money as well. Draining your support for tangos from minute 1.
Yeah. I mean, the way most players I think have started to think about side lanes is instead of like, I have 3 tangos, my support has 6, which is the usual. It's our lane has 9 tangos. So anytime you take damage, you have to think about it as like your lane's resources of tangos are getting dwindled every time you take damage. Because it's kind of like a shared thing. It's the same thing where sometimes it's fine.
Heavy hits up here.
He's a fair
sure they can finish him though. Malady meanwhile going down to the bottom side, but they will get Skidder on the top. But first blood goes to Falcons as they bring down the Pugner on the bottom side.
You didn't even see how he went down. I guess he was just trading really hard with crit, and then Amar just walked over to the tree line.
Yeah, drop.
That's pretty surprising to see him just go down like that.
It's kind of unexpected. Maybe the level 2 difference, I'm not sure, but either way.
Yeah, he just got blood grenaded and then rooted next to trees.
Yeah, crit just leveled it, so. Lucky getting caught out in an awkward position with that, with a very well placed Bramble Miz, to be fair, so. Nice little kill to start things off, and prevents the first blood going to Nephrid in the top side as well, which is a huge sigh of relief for Skidder, because I feel like this lane could have got difficult. There is kill potential between this Techies and this Ladder.
Yep. They're both really strong heroes right now. Like Techies laning is one of the stronger lanes. I would say it's like Techies Hoodwink both at this like level 2, level 3 timing just have so much damage and like chip damage by just like right clicking and casting their Q.
Mid lane, Scythe getting jumped on by Malrine. Very, very aggressive move here. He popped the take aim and Malrine just immediately jumped upon him to lay in a bit of hurt.
Sniper every game.
Sniper.
This patch cannot come any sooner. I can't wait.
Around the corner.
I hope Sniper gets nerfed. Well, honestly, he doesn't even need to be nerfed. I think the thing is if there's a new patch, there's just more fun heroes to play than Sniper.
Yeah. Who has a patch come out and goes, I'm gonna play Sniper?
I don't think there's many people like, oh boy, Sniper. I can't wait. Like this patch has been this patch for 6 months, and it took what 5 months before people were like, oh, okay guys, I guess I'm gonna go try Sniper right now.
Yeah, I guess we better play him. Seems strong.
I guess he's a good hero. Yeah,
it is interesting how this all came about though, like
yeah, even the bristle.
Oh,
I'm just saying the whole meta has been shifting pretty rapidly the past like month.
Yeah,
like Bristle came out of nowhere, Slaughter came out of nowhere, Sniper, like all these heroes have just been popularized in the last week and a half.
Pretty much. Since I think Wallachia qualifiers was when we saw Sniper start to turn up, and Bristleback I think was just ESL Birmingham. It's nice to see. Maybe Wallachia, the main event.
I think it was Wallachia at the end of it. He was like getting picked like very here and there. I know some offlaners have been picking him for like the last like 2.5 weeks, but the new development, and I think that is one of the cool things about Dota, that even when the patch is the same, the meta will constantly shift, because as a hero is good, you start picking the counters to that hero, then you pick the counters to that, and you keep like going down the list, and it's like a circle. It's constantly revolving as to what's good and what's bad. Sometimes it takes a little for people to kind of remember what the counters to heroes were or what's good. That's when you get, you know, a hero being too strong for too much time.
Yeah, the meta shift is kind of like gradual, but then when it does take shit, like it's very, very fast for everybody to adapt and start doing. So you don't want to be which doesn't know this new thing or play this new hero or, you know, be able to answer the bristle or whatever. Then you have to be ready to adapt.
And we see these lanes are just kind of breaking into contests. Bot lane is obviously going to be really far ahead. Not only is he a Timber with a pretty free lane, I would say he did get first blood, so he's going to pull far ahead. He went double bracer. So he's just gonna be perfectly fine CS, and this is one of the lanes that neither the Nakes or the Timber I think will pressure each other too hard. When the Timber at 6, he does have this like kind of kick out threat, but as of now, I think Yuragi will probably be fine to just keep farming under tower. And mid lane is, I don't know, we've seen the Zeus many times. They both just are gonna hit creeps for 10 minutes.
Aggression onto Amar here, but just trying to get him out more than anything. Yuragi denies the nether ward quite nicely.
Has been killed.
A lot of damage coming out from crit with the harassment. I mean, great base attack time on the Willow, which Maldi's kind of struggling to answer. This thing, like when you go for a play in this bottom, these two heroes, the Lifesteal and the Bugma, like you need to go quick, you need to go fast, you need to get your harassment in the space of like the rage plus like a few seconds either side with the nether ward. Then you need to chill and try to survive through like the consistent damage of the Falcons heroes. Interesting lane to watch for sure.
And then top lane is not going that good for Falcons. Skeeter's kind of having a rough one, especially at one death, but it's not terrible, but it's one of those things that feels kind of bad when this was your response to starter and the lane's going this bad.
Yeah, it sort of feels like the idea just didn't really work.
Especially when you pick DK, you're kind of hoping this hero is going to be a really stable lane that just goes solid, but I think his hero is again just not that big of a priority for his team this game. He has his sniper or his Zeus and his Timber are the real carries, and he's a stun. You know, at the end of the day, he's literally just a blink stun for his team. So getting out of the lane at some point, getting a dagger will probably just be good enough for what his team needs.
I said no.
Yeah, we saw this yesterday as well. Let's get a DK. It's more or less a 3. Like he's chilling, he's jumping in, he's stunning. Like they haven't prioritized his lane, they won't prioritize his game, and he's happy to do that for his team. That's the thing. Mid lane is still just a farmathon. Maureen has taken a trip back to base just to refill that bottle for free. Shoved out the way with a few arc lightnings and run back to base. It's something you can do as Zeus. Push the lane really deep. And, still get your CS as top lane. Pretty aggressive here. Crit comes in through the portal, but doesn't really connect here onto Nephrid. Tries to land the naked arrow, but that won't be happening. Nephrid's able to dodge them out. Just calmly walks away from Falcon. Zayats though, Maureen's nearby. Maybe they can get the kill onto the Zeus. I say they. Maybe Maureen can get a solo kill onto the Zeus. So tries to go for the lightning bolts. Not going to land. Beautiful movements with the blast off there from Zayats. Will keep him safe.
Just, it's kind of, I think, hard for either team to make a move. The Techies doesn't really... His kills are on this Dragonite top, but if the Dragonite's not dying, then he doesn't have moves because there's nothing you can do to the Zeus mid. Like, he'll just jump away from anything. And the ball in this Timbersaw is chilling. Like, there's nothing you can do. There's Timber, you're just going to let him farm, and pretty much just you have to get as much farm as you can on the Lifesteal and the Pugna. I don't see a world where they're like, let's kill Timber or let's kick him out of the lane. It's kind of, you know, let him do his thing, you do yours. And as long as this tier 1 tower bot is held for a really long time, which is a win versus Timbersaw, then I think Radiant is fine. They're probably most likely going to be playing for the Slardar Blink is their big timing. No one else really does much. So the only move I can see them making is trying to kill the Zeus on this like 10-minute rune top. Maybe he gets a suicide blast off on the Zeus and then he just dies to the sniper, but this will be a slow early game, I think. Neither team's really going to make any crazy moves. They're both just going to farm. Maybe the sieges, like the 10-minute siege, will be the first time they try to do something, but...
Yeah, it's likely going to see some movements. I mean, Skittle obviously wants to do something with that ulti. I don't know if that's going to be a movement to mid. Right now he's got to run away, though. With Zayats and Nephrid trying to close the gap, and Maldi coming in as well. Not really looking like a very convincing fight here for Na'Vi. Still forcing Skittle out, making him feel uncomfortable. Down the bottom side, that of course is being replicated by Amar. Knowing that there's now no support to help out Yuragi, he's going to just start to lay the pressure in onto the Lifestealer as he tries to CS under tower. Amar just denying everything, forcing the TP out from Yuragi. But oh, he gets caught out! He gets caught out, and he's going to die. The roots was there from crit. Amar brings him down.
Yeah, you can't use level 1 rage TP if there's stuns. It's like impossible because it's a 3-second and it's impossible to rage and TP I think in the same frame. Were you able to do rage while TPing?
Radiant's bottom tower.
I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
I know you can spin.
Dire's courier
Yeah.
has been killed.
I think spin is slightly different.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's really bad. Anytime you die while TPing out, especially as a carry, you just lose so much gold. And like,
It sucks.
he's down 2,000 gold to the my Timber, and this was my worry for the Lifestealer pick, is that I don't think it actually really holds the lane versus Timbersaw that well. Because he just
Have
places
a lot
spells
of
on you.
attention, right? Like you need your handheld, and yeah, I mean that one rotation up to the top side from Malady. Like sure he wants to take the tower on this Pugnet, but yeah, it costs you your Lifestealer already. So
The thing is not many heroes you could be like, you could ask for the please hold the lane versus Timbersaw. Specifically Amar, please hold the lane versus the Amar Timber. Like that's a tall order. And so what people usually do is they pick a carry that can go jungle really early. They'll pick like Luna. Because yeah, Luna's honestly, lane's pretty fine versus Timber. You have the magic damage, you have a stun to break chain, you're a ranged hero so you don't take too much damage. But most importantly, you can jungle. And the thing with Lifestealer is he doesn't really jungle. Lifestealer wins games when he sits in front of his tier 1 tower for like 15 minutes and you just look around the map like, huh, guys, what do we do? Like we can't take this guy's tower. We can't take Sniper's tower because he's spamming shrapnel. I guess we go to our safe lane, to the one lane that we lost, and we the sorter out. And then if that move doesn't work like once, you just lose the game because you have such little like map to farm and the Lifestealer is so far from sitting there. But when he loses his tower like this and even dies once, the hero is just basically gonna be useless for like 5 or 6 minutes. Like he's gonna farm this entire radiance before he has any impact at all. And even if he gets the radiance, random DK stun into air, he's dead. A Timbersaw might just burst him with a blink dagger and just bring him down to 20%, and he has to like rage TP. So
that is my concern. I was going to bring that up. Like you're playing with that radiance, you don't really have stats. Like sure, you're a strength hero, but you don't have stats, and that can be really, really scary against this draft, especially against Timbersaw. So I do get worried as they jump forward in the mid lane, going for Malrine. Malrine, of course, has a heavenly jump, but Nefrit keeps on chasing. The TPs are coming. They're going under the tier 3 for this one. And Malady's going to throw in the Decrepify, but it's not enough. And now the turnaround comes in. Malady will be in trouble here. Run themselves away. Malady falls. Zayas is dead. Sanctity might have taken a step too far here as well. There are just more logs on the fire, and Falcons are burning them all up. Just not getting away, waiting for the stuns, don't even need them. There comes a Chakram from Amar. Deep dive onto Malrine, and it does not pay off.
They decrypt the sniper right before the starter was able to like crush him, I think. It was
the Zeus.
Yeah, the Zeus. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, anytime you dive like towards the tier 2 this early in the game, I think it almost never works out. Yeah. It's like such a risky play to make. And that's like so game losing, I think, for them to make that kind of play. They lose so much gold. They're down 4,000 gold, like pretty much off the back of that. Obviously the Timbersaw is the biggest reason why they're up this much gold, just kicking out the Nakes. But now even Sanctity is getting gone on by Amar again.
He's on the run. Doesn't really have any way to get away from Amar though. Amar, I know this guy. He's going under the tier 2 for this one. Oh, not if Nefret has something to say about it. Jumping in, great timing on the battle in the deep though. They might actually be able to kill it. They will. Uragi gets it with the infest. They blow up Amar. Zayats does die in response, and Malrine keeps on chasing here. Uragi, he's got the rage. He's going to use it to try and get himself away, and Arrow comes to connect onto the sniper, but I don't think they're going to dive this deep for it. That would be pretty insane. The pressure from Falcons right now.
I mean, this is a really good kill on Amar. It was pretty fortunate that Nefert had the bash. It's one of those things that the second his chain gets bashed, it's like, oh, he's dead. Okay. If the Slaughter didn't have a bash or he times his attack wrong or something and Timber gets out, like, this map can get... Skeeter is going to get jumped. A huge blast off from Zayats.
Skeeter might be dead. Yeah, the damage from Zayats is way too much for Falcons to deal with. They'll be losing 2 from this one. Saken goes down as well again. Both supports on Navi lying down on the floor, but Crit gets brought down by the assassinate from Sanctity. 3 dead. Nefrit, he wants another. He goes to Malrine. Does he have the health to do this though? Well, with the sniper helping out maybe, but then again, now Amar's on top of him as well. Assassinate comes through. It's not quite enough to kill him off. Malrine still chasing Nefrit. Nefrit on the run. He's got a blink there available in 2 seconds. Does he want to come in for this one? No, he does not. The sniper gets the TP out as well. Let's say another win for Na'Vi. They keep throwing their supports bodies into these fights, and it is the cause that are coming out on top.
I mean, that's a good fight. The Skeeter just got blown up at the start when he hit the tier 1 tower, and Sniper actually got to use the reset cooldown on Assassinate, which is always the most fun thing when you get the like, last on a kill, then you get to use it again and again. Pretty nice defense. They weren't able to take down Zeus. I think if he actually got the Marine kill on Sanctity, that would have been massive, but still really nice defense on the tower.
Yeah, it's not a huge change in momentum yet, but it's another kind of stalling by the side of Na'Vi, giving them more chances. And if this game does end up going late, like, what way are you leaning for the drafts?
It's hard to say. I think that Na'Vi, I want to go with Falcons, even if it goes really late. I think that Na'Vi has this like strong Slardar late game, which scales really well with the Lifesteal and the Sniper. Like all three of the cores scale really well. I just think that Falcons, something about the Timber and the Zeus specifically together just seem to scale like too strong right now. Even the Zeus gets so tanky, and they both just do so much damage while being so tanky and providing vision and just kind of everything that it feels really hard to beat these heroes.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen how much this Timbersaw can do in the late game, and I'm definitely not going to underestimate it. And Lifestealer does tend to, like, he has a pretty big spike through the mid to late, but then, like, very late, he kind of just doesn't feel like he does a whole lot. Getting jumped, but actually, it's a bit of a bait here as he leaps away, and Nefrit now in a bit of trouble. The heal's coming through from Mal. They won't enough, though. They'll lose Nefrit to the Thunder Gods. Crit gets the last 10. Zay's trying to get the escape up to the high ground. The right clicks follow. Snaking's on the run as well, and with a Starstorm should be able to finish the job. Down goes Zayat as well. 2 dead on the top side. A strong response from Falcons as Na'Vi dare to make an aggressive move.
And then they're instantly going to smoke on Falcons. They get 2 kills. They know that they can go really aggressive. Orchid is almost finished on the DK, but not yet. Even if he just gets a stun on the Lifestealer, it's a free kill. But the Falcons has walked into 5 mines so far. They know exactly where they are, and they might still get this Lifestealer, but doesn't look like it.
That'll be a pretty strong response if they do it. In fact, Na'Vi may be the ones looking for a bit of action here. Mardi's going to do a bit of baiting in the middle lane, or is he? Let's get caught in the smoke. Admiral down on the middle wave.
See 2 heroes just TP top.
This could be.
They might actually go into the tri-camp and find Maureen.
They have a ward to place on the high ground. They do. That has one available. Ooh, but the Kobold's going to give it all away. The micro is there, but is it going to matter? I mean, they move on to Crit. Crit, though, he's absolutely fine. Or is he actually? He's dropping very low just to the shrapnel. They get the assassinate on Tim as well. Bye-bye, Crit. Another one for Sanctity. The range of the snipe paying off big time.
That almost was really cool. I don't know if it was intentional, but Falcons had a Kobold that was smoked. The Kobold actually got unsmoked by walking into the Na'Vi. I don't know if they noticed it, but if they did and were able to dodge the gank because of that, that would have been really cool.
It's just so sweaty. That's just a Falcons
I told you,
thing right there.
Dota is so sweaty these days.
I can't wait for the patch and everything's just going to get dragged back down to the mud again. Just mindless brawling. No tactics. Sign me up. Sanctity, he's walking into heroes here. He's absolutely dead. Skitter and armor on top of him. Brain getting away from this one. Interesting, he's going straight for the BKB, but it does look like Nefrit's also being caught out here as a +1. Maori on top, so he's going to be able to bring him down. Thunder Gods come through to get the vision to keep on chasing onto Zayat here. Skitter closes the gap, gets the slide onto him. Amar's there with the chakra, with the damage, with the whirling death. And down goes Zayat as well. That is a big old B-train for Nav, fortunately.
Something I want to talk about really fun is Amar's item build. He's purchased a Manta style.
Of course he has.
So I know he's done this in the past for Grimstroke, and the reasoning for that was you would remove the bug when you were ulted because you were disarmed. This game, there is no Grimstroke, so pretty much the stuff he can Manta would be, he can remove Decrep from himself. He can remove Slardar ult. He can dodge and assassinate. But I think realistically, the most important thing that he wants to do is to use it to demine the map at some point. Like he can always just manta and throw them into random places, like if they're gonna go high ground when there's a bunch of mines, and just kill all the mines from the techies. So it's probably a combination of that and also removing the Slardar ult. But it's always a question of like, if Slardar ults your issue, just buy a Lotus. So only things that Lotus doesn't help with would be dodging assassinate and killing mines. So
Yeah.
you have to hope that those are the reasons why he's buying manta.
There's value enough.
Are scanning.
I guess if Lifestealer gets a shard as well, then getting rid of open wounds is going to be quite important as well.
I also think you just lice it on Timber. It's fun.
He just thinks it's neat.
Yeah, I mean, he's a universal hero, so having all stats is just nice.
Yuragi being jumped again. Does he have your actions? Not with an Orchid on him, he doesn't. Although a couple of spells will miss. Is it going to make a difference, though? It kind of will. Rage comes out. Yuragi actually looking for the turnaround here. The rest of the team's coming on. Start on to crit on the backline, going to try and throw down the terrorize, but it's not going to happen. The damage is too much. Radiant's cooking them up. And then they go over towards Skidder as well. Skidder under the cover of Moonlight Shadow. Not going to be able to escape. The assassinate comes down onto him. No blink for Yusta. Zayad's doing a fantastic job on keeping this blink on cooldown. Nefrit trying to wait for the blink to get on top of him, and in comes the Infest, and out comes the Infest. The Tanky blows him up regardless. Meanwhile, over on the other side of Mars on the run, they did just catch a whiff of him there with the corrosive running out, but doesn't matter. Amar gets away, but nice response. And I'm sensing a theme this game. It feels like the team that goes aggressively almost always seems to lose the fight.
Yeah, it's hard because there's so much like save from both teams to some extent. Like there's the Willow to kind of disengage on the fights, and then there's the Pugna for Navi. I think the biggest thing there was Yuragi had finished a Sange, which kind of messes up all the timings. Like the Orchid's a little shorter, the stuns from the Willow's a little shorter, so he's actually able to get his rage off. And he's also going to go for BKB. I think he's going to go Sanji Joshua first and then a BKB next, but he will get to the point on Lifestealer where he won't die in a stun. And that's when this hero is really scary. Because either he's infested in Slardar, they get a jump into a burst, or they start on the Nakes, he gets rage off, and they just turn the fight. Because Falcon's damage through rage is really low. Timber's literally 0. Zeus will do like half damage through rage, and so at that point it's kind of like, well, if he gets rage off and you're stuck in there committed because your DK used blink, your Timber used chain, the fights can start to get really committal for Falcons outside of the Zeus.
He's trying to get rid of the mine. We'll be able to do so. Being very careful and using lightning bolts to scout everything.
Is being hunted.
Yeah, little Jesus. Okay. You kept talking about Slardar 100 zeroing people, and well, with the techies, that is very much a reality.
And that also looks like it might set up for a Roche, because they do have Slardar, so Slardar just makes every single draft a Roshan draft, especially when you have 2 physical damage dealers with you.
Yep, scanned out by Falcons, but no response really being mounted right now. I think they're just going to give this one up. Happy Aegis on Nefrit, I would imagine. Maybe Yuragi takes it.
That's probably Yuragi.
Made the slot.
And he's just gonna walk in first, hit towers. Sanctity, the issue with Sniper Aegis in a lot of games is if he gets jumped, it's usually in a position where he'll die twice.
Yeah.
Versus if your Nakes, now your Nakes can never get jumped. So you can hit towers, he can hit waves, and it gives you way more of the map than the Sniper, who, like, if you're putting your Sniper in a position where you can get jumped, it's just a bad fight.
I kind of wanted to see it on Nefrit because I feel like that kind of gives you more killing potential. I'm not sure I want to see... They're not in a position where Lifestealer can just stand there and hit towers. And I don't think they will be in the next 5 minutes, but am I wrong?
Not necessarily. It's not about towers so much. I think it's big about pushing these side lanes and mid-in. Because they don't have the best lane shove. Like, Slardar does decent when he crushes it, and the Sniper can trap him, but it's a lot better when you have this Lifestealer just pushing out the mid lane aggressively. And I think it's better for them to be able to push the map out aggressively and farm with the Lifestealer Aegis than be able to take fights easier with the Slardar Aegis.
I see. So it's not pushing over killing, it's farming over killing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That is Dota right now. It's just farming. So smoke up. They're going to connect to Lifestealer probably on the mid wave. Maybe try to kill the Zeus. Mar is fine, but Maureen might actually get caught by this smoke if Navi's really fast.
Depends how deep they want to go and how quickly they want to do it. Yeah, Nefrit a little bit slow there.
I think they're a little scared because they don't have the lifestealer near enough to the fight, so it's pretty much just the sniper Slardar for damage. And I don't think they kill Amar.
Well, let's find out. They go in. They've got the corrosive on him. It's not going to be doing anything because the BK is there. And, well, Amar, he's going to survive through it all. Timber chain away. And Sniper actually a little rooted on the backline there. Still just trying to get off a decent amount of damage in these fights and force back Falcons. But kill not successful, but they do force Falcons out of this part of the map.
Yeah, not a terrible jump. You don't really commit much. Use the Sardar BKB. That's kind of about it. No one else really does anything. So Mar is getting to the point where he's just this really tanky Timbersaw. Every time he picks this hero, he just owns. He's 7-1. Like, I don't know, is that really a surprise to anyone? The meta,
unreal consistency.
Yeah, the meta, you know, doesn't look too bad yet. He's gonna jump Sanctity, and Sanctity is just dead.
It's gone. Yeah, the healing from Malrine not nearly going to be enough, but they go on the backlines looking for Malrine. Beautiful heavenly jump up to the high ground for Malrine, though that's going to keep him safe. And Nefrit with no BKB gets cooked up on the front lines. Zayats does get the kill onto Snaking in the back, and now Maldi just trying to suck away at Amar, and Amar can't really do a lot, but with Skinner coming in to save the day, they will be able to bring down Maldi as well. So it's going to be a double kill for Amar. And everybody else trying to run away. Zayats, he's out of here, but no, he's not. Malrine's there with the lightning bolt, with the damage, and they will bring down 4. The only survivor is Yuragi with this Aegis.
Top tower is under attack.
That was the worst absolute fight. I think if he just got 100 to 0 by DK stun, doesn't click his BKB. If he gets BKB off there, I think the fight's really different. Because Timber does nothing to BKBs, which is also why you see the lifestealer going for his own BKB. It's hard. It's hard trying to find ways for Sniper not to get jumped, I would say. Like, you see this fight, the second the Sniper dies, I think the fight's kind of over. And so sure, it's an argument maybe the Sniper should have Aegis, but I just think he can't let himself position in that way. And it all might break down to the smoke they did, and they because it kind of made it so their lanes weren't shoved too aggressively, and Falcons was able to just get a nice jump on them.
Immediately they're able to counter rotate, and their jump was just way better. I mean, you saw that Timber Chain coming towards the Sniper, like Sanctity did see that, but then wasn't able to get off the BKB off because it's you don't just want to BKB the Timbersaw.
Yeah, it feels so weird when Timber Chain's in because you're like, oh, if I just BKB when he presses one button, like,
yeah,
it feels so bad because then the DK doesn't jump and no fight and you just had to waste your BKB. Exactly. It's really hard to BKB sometimes, and there's games where I would say this game for the Sniper, it's a really hard BKB game to use it effectively, because he basically needs to, his ideal BKB usage to be realistic is DK blinks in, clicks stun, and then he dodges stun with BKB. That's what you want to ask for.
Yeah,
and you know that's not really something you can consistently do, I would say. That's like
I feel like Falcons
is messed
like
up.
Yeah, if they tend to always like get the blink outs or get the instant BKBs. Like,
the nice thing about blinking out though is like if you blink out of like a DK stun or something, it's like, and they weren't actually initiating, it's like, oh, it's a 15-second cooldown and you can still fight. But if you waste your BKB on like a blink that you thought was going to happen or like a fake initiation, you just can't fight for 90 seconds. And the fix
cooldown plus a second less duration on the next usage, it's tough.
Yeah, the simplest fix is what they're doing right now is just starting on Falcons, because if you are the ones who initiate on them, it's really easy to click your BKB. If you got a guy stunned, you click your BKB just to guarantee he's killed, and then it's a 5v4. So we'll see if they actually are able to get a jump. Skeeter might get caught, but I think if he's just gonna get this TP out, everything is fine.
Running out of smoke time. This is going to end up being a very, very deep dive.
Crit circles the exact location of where he thinks the starter is going to be.
Red.
Nice read by Falcons, and yeah, 11,000 gold for them. Feeling good.
Very.
Roche can start spawning in 2 minutes, so that's probably Falcons is going to want this Roche, and they can start poking high ground, at least with the DK illusions. DK, once he gets this like Manta Ags, even Octarine up and running, is one of the best heroes at actually dealing with the Sniper defense, because you poke buildings slowly. Like, you'll eventually take every building with this hero.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Thankfully for them, they have that solutional sniper, so this game will not go 60 minutes, guys. I guarantee it. It will not go 60 minutes.
Clip it. Ready to keep that one. Play it out later.
Don't worry, there's no way. I'm so sure.
Okay. Been scarred too many times, Gunner. There's Nefrit and Amar meet each other in the jungle. Nefrit probably not wanting a whole lot to do with this one. Amar just looking to chase him down here. Chakram's come out. Yuragi, though, he's getting on him as well. Yuragi not too scared of this typical right now. But they just hit on Staxi, but he's got the BKB. Gets it off this time, and now Skinner, he's going to be the one that dies. In jumps the techies, but straight up dead.
Right,
now the BKBs are running out. It's looking pretty scary. They have to back themselves away. They'll take the Skidder kill, and they'll back themselves out.
I mean, he got his BKB off. You see he gets his BKB off. Dragonite, as he blinks in, is stunned. Like, exactly what was supposed to happen. And Dragonite goes down. The issue is there is an Amar Timbersaw. And so I don't know when you're going to actually kill this guy. Like, if you can kill this guy. And that's pretty much always the question versus Falcons when you give away Timbersaw is, will you actually do anything versus Amar?
It's a scary question, which I just don't have the answer to. Yuragi's going to be forced to rage before his TP is available, but will be enough to get him back to the safety of his team. Falcon's not willing to dive that hard without Skidder.
Look at this replay. It was a really nice BKB by Sanctity. I think that was like the biggest reason about this fight is it was looking really awkward. The Zeus ults and he insta BKBs.
Yeah.
And so the DK jumps him on the BKB, like pretty much perfect timing. Like that was exactly what needed to happen for them, and they're able to turn this fight. The one thing that is kind of sad for them in that fight is that they use triple core BKBs at the exact same time. Something I've noticed teams like Spirit do really nicely is they kind of don't overlap their core BKBs if possible.
Stagger.
And they'll have like one guy use BKB and go in and do a bunch of damage and like protect his other guys, and then now you still have one more BKB for the fight, where you have two BKBs still. And so the thing with the triple BKB like that is it's impossible for them to chase and fight because none of the heroes can survive with Timbersaw damage.
Roshan has fallen to the dark.
That's too much, yeah. The Mar threat means that BKBs are the only way you can fight, and
yeah, just is doing his thing. Now it's going to be a Dragonite, so it's going to be also Roshan's banner. I still feel like this Roshan's banner is so... I really like watching Falcons see what they do with the banner. It usually just feels so kind of mediocre. They just put it mid lane instantly to push out the mid lane.
Fair enough.
My favorite is when I see people just put it on a cliff. Or like when they're smoking, they just use it as a random ward.
Yeah,
a long range
ward. Yeah. Yeah, the item's bad when that's the considered the best usage of it.
Yeah. It is nice for this mid lane to just kind of push it in. And it makes it so Zeus has, like, he can use mantas in side lanes and they can have multiple lanes in, but it doesn't feel like that impactful. I think it's definitely one of the items that, like, I'd prefer to have a cheese.
Yeah, it's just not very fun. Like, it's no like, oh
yeah, it doesn't even feel that interactive.
Just chilling. Like, you don't really, it's not really worth risking your life to go and kill it either. So
yeah,
is it worth risking your life to go and kill Malady?
Pugna
absolutely
is dead.
Gone.
Dire's top tower is under
attack. Bye bye Malady, and bye bye bottom 2 tower as well. But over the same time, Yuragi, he's already on the case of getting a bit of counter push coming in on the top side.
Interesting that Navi chose to use the glyph on this tier 2 vault.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That's actually not their first tier 2 that fall, so that's their tier 3 glyph.
Dire's top tower.
No glyph for 5 units for them.
It's being chased around as well now, trying to go for the blast off down to the low ground. Has to dodge the arrow, will be successful in doing so, and gets himself away, but does give up the area and gives up the wards to defend it as well. Top tower also not full. Nefrit and Yuragi backed themselves away. They didn't want to get caught out trying to push this tower a bit too hard.
Yuragi's going for an AC, it looks like, just more physical damage minus armor. And he's about to get jumped by Skeeter. There is no follow-up close enough. Like ooh, nice rage.
Good rage. Yuragi gets out. That's very nice for him. and makes them quite a large amount of space on the map. Although, look at Amar. His team is literally so far away from him right now.
I think he might be able to 1v5. It's close. It's like really close. The only thing that will stop him is
Just
that Starter can just
right?
perma bash him, basically.
Yeah.
So, and Starter is gonna look for him. He's infested by the Lifestealer with a gem, so knows there's no vision on him. Knows he can just hunt. He gets spotted by the Watcher.
To a Watcher, yeah. Watchers are very annoying.
Double damage.
Skeeter has finished Ags. I think that Falcons can kind of look at poking high ground. They don't have to force it like too hard, and they want to keep farming the whole map. But anytime that they show top with heroes on Na'Vi, they can just poke this tier 3 down, and it slowly will die to these illusions. I'm gonna bot is gonna get caught by the Zeus.
We just watched this one, but we'll watch it again. There's just too much gold now on Falcons. 14. It's been this way for a while, and slowly getting more and more. All their heroes scaling so well to this late game.
What does Na'Vi need? They really just need a clean jump with the Starter and Aches on a important core, like specifically Maureen or Dark Willow. I would say if they get a jump on one of those two and just burst them at the start of the fight, and then are able to kite using only, I would say only the Starter has to be KB because Lifestealer gets to rage.
Radiant's middle tower
They can take the fight. It's just Maureen is Zeus. You never get to see this hero. He's always so far away, and it's like never a clean jump really on him. So I don't really see this opening.
Super tough, and immediately they're more than happy to drop stuff on supports, but Ingo's never it. But look at the damage he's taken already from this.
The Pugna.
Pugna?
He almost died to the Zeus.
Oh, the
Nimbus.
Nimbus.
Yep.
Very scary. But the shard, I'm just trying to use that nether ward effectively, but it's just not working out.
So Starter BKB was forced. That's the only real cool. The only cooldowns for Na'Vi this game is the BKBs. No hero has a literal cooldown on their team besides BKBs, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Even Falcons, I guess, doesn't have that many cooldowns either. It's just like the Dragonite form and Zeus ult, I guess. But I feel like neither of those. Dragonite form is so short. Yeah, it's what 40-second downtime. So it's not something that you ever feel bad. Past, it used to be the thing where you're like, guys, no DK form for a minute, or forever. Like we just go back, but now it's. It's whatever. This guy's ult is cooldown. You just wait for 10 seconds and you run back in, and by the time you find the fight, you're Dragonite again.
Invisibility.
Yeah, it's a 40-second cooldown at the moment.
When he gets an alt green, if he chooses to get it. He's going BKB though, which I kind of like.
Ooh, they might find him here. Oh, Nefert's keeping away. They back themselves up. Down to the bottom side. They kind of overthought this play. I feel like they could have caught someone on the bottom side of the map instead, but it's not going to be the case.
I mean, it could have been really bad because the supports were there actually for Falcons.
Yeah.
So even if they catch the DK, he might not go down. He's really tanky. Should give him a manta to like remove the amplified damage. Burst of haze.
Yeah. If he's got the Elder Dragon form on as well, like bonus magic resistance is going to be really, really huge. You maybe not against Slardar and Lifestealer, but the finish off from the techies, which has been quite important. Be doing a whole lot. Still just kind of chilling. 10-1 on the Timbersaw. Blink Dagger. He's got Shivas. He's got Octarine. He's got Manta. He's got Eternal Shroud. Everything a little too on Kaya.
What is the reason for the pause? Packets?
It's on floor again. This is a Falcons Wars.
Uh,
Felt like someone was watching them. Went to check around the door, see if anyone's peeking through the door hole.
Maureen had to go check the door.
By my whiskers, that's good stuff.
Door checked. Secured.
Everything's good.
Locked.
Yep.
Bolted.
No
one's getting in. No one's certainly getting out.
What is the window for Na'Vi? it's still just finding a good angle in the fight. I think Willow and Zeus are the two. If you ever kill both of them, it's really big, and they're standing on top of each other.
Zayats, he's brought down once again. Amar looking for another one. It's gonna be the, well, actually maybe not the light, the Pugners. They turn it around. They try to bring down Amar. They just don't have the damage. Look at the damage coming out from Amar instead. Sanctity able to stand still and hit for the entire fight, but he's just not really getting anybody low enough to threaten. Still BKB available on the sniper. He will now use it as Chakram comes towards him. The supports are low, but not low enough. But now Sanctity, he just wants to TP out of this one. He is gonna be able to make it out, and with Yuragi inside of him, he gets his carry out of dodge as well. Nefrit on the sidelines. Oh, he gets ulted. He went to try and finish off crit here, but he's not going to be able to do so. And now Nimbus comes down onto him as well. Nefrit on the run, gets called out. Amar's on top of him. Whirling Death takes him down. And that is going to be...
That was a really cool Zeus ult. I don't know if that was like planned or intentional, but...
That was clutch.
He literally did it knowing that his Willow might get jumped by Slardar. Really nicely played. And a fight. That was like the post-pause fight. You know, casually there's a pause, then there's an instant fight from Falcons. I think it kind of caught me off guard. They weren't ready for that. The supports instantly die. Magna even uses buyback, which I think is a little strange. It feels kind of like a waste,
but he's got the rage. No BKB though, and Amar, he's looking for this right now. Stun, it's gonna connect, but the force stuff up to the high ground is gonna keep the lifestealer okay. But big chase there from Amar and Skidder, really looking to try and kill off this lifestealer. It's a long chase. I mean, they just don't have any chill.
On Falcons, you have 20 minutes to end the game before I'm wrong.
Radiant's
Wouldn't want to embarrass Gunnar, would you?
I don't want to be wrong. It's fine. It's fine. They'll end the game. Or Navi won the game.
Hope.
Never know.
Never know.
Mars has the Radiance and the AC. So.
That wasn't a clean engagement from Falcons. They didn't really get on the targets they needed to, so
no.
I'm a little bit worried that still didn't really go very well for Navi.
Yeah, it's also, I think the thing is Falcons, if neither team gets good jumps, Falcons is winning the fight. Because the Dragonite gets to walk around everywhere, cause chaos, Timbersaw is unkillable, and Zeus, if he's not getting gone on, that means he gets to do everything. Whereas for Navi, I feel like if they get gone on, if they don't get on the right targets, it's just so bad for them that I think it's more important for Navi to get a clean jump than Falcons is, I guess, the way to put it.
I agree. How do you feel about the Satanic on the sniper?
I think the Satanic sniper is just good every time we see it. Hero, I believe the headshot damage is calculated in Satanic healing because it's basically considered physical damage and not like a bonus damage or anything. So when you get the Satanic, if you have your take aim on, you heal a lot every single hit. You just have so much built-in damage with headshot. So I really like Satanic. It makes you tanky and he can actually survive a fight for a few seconds.
Fred is searching, but he's going very far forward for this one. And now
they need to find the Willow or Zeus.
Yeah, they really want to secure
Maureen's
area. Ooh, scan doesn't quite land. Okay, they use the second one.
Oh no.
Will land. Now they're coming. Zayats is going to just instantly die. Buyback from him. Sanctity, though, he needs to get caught by an arrow. Oh, Sanctity, this is not ideal. Nefrit comes in, trying to help him out. The heals are coming in from Maldi as well, but it's just not going to be enough. They'll come both down. Beautiful timber chain through from Amar to get them both, and now looking in for more. Zayats needs to get himself away. He's just brought back. Doesn't want to go down here. Rage from Yuragi. TP as well. Amar immediately onto the next target. Just blows up Zayats. So much damage going out from this Timbersaw. Nefrit with the BKB. TP. He is gone. Only 2 heroes left remaining from the side of Navi. And there's the Falcons classic, not stopping for Roshan. There's 3 heroes dead. They head to the high ground.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That was just, it's too scary to fight Rosh, I think, like that. Like they just go into the pit, they start roshing. Techies just instantly dies. Oh no, Yuragi's
dead. And that is ridiculous, and that might be game. They just need to take tier 3s. One more fortification. There's tier 4s. Going for the barracks instead. They don't know the buyback status, so barracks definitely the safer option here. But
they don't have a Dragonite form either, so it's easier to just take like 2 sides, maybe 3, because there's no life stealer. I think they're gonna keep pushing and try to force the life stealer buy. And when they notice there's no buy, they, you know, they just keep going.
Has fallen.
This sniper's just not a big enough of a threat, especially without life steal there to absorb some of that focus in the fights.
Mar does not care about anything. Alright, snaking.
Okay, a jump in the back lines from the Slaughter, but now he's very much in their faces without a BKB, so he is going to go down. Buyback available, just trying to use his life there to delay for the lifestealer. That's what he has to do. Aldi as well with that shard just sucking away on the nether ward on the high ground. It's a little tricky. They have to go around the side because of that, but they find Zayats once again on the side. 4-star away along with the Decrepify, trying to keep Zayats safe. Chakram, so they do so much work. Nefrit jumps in, looking at Amar, but Amar isn't even taking any damage from this. Not really. Nefrit's forced to BKB and keeps on trying to stay on Amar, but Amar doesn't give a damn. Timber chain down to the low ground, gets himself back. We'll have to back away, heal up. They do have their lifestealer back. It's 5 heroes on the side of Na'Vi, only 4 on the side of Falcons. They've got a Roshan to take, and that's what they're going to do.
They hold. The game's not over. Roche is up, so now Falcons go to take Roche. But I think Timber is just too big for them at this point. It's kind of like a question of how do you deal with Timber? Because you have to pop every single BKB the second the fight starts.
Radiant are scanning.
And if you don't catch Zeus, you don't get any kills. And even if they kill, I think the ideal fight where they kill, let's say they kill both supports. Let's say they kill the Zeus, and then the DK starts running. I genuinely think Amar and Skeeter could 2v5 all of Na'Vi right now.
Prize is mine.
And so you basically need to find a way to somehow deal with Amar in the fight.
Thing on him, and I still don't think it's enough. Like, Hero just doesn't take damage. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. I also think it's really cool how they let the Roche go top because the Ags is way better for the heroes and the refresher.
Get up. Right now, they're standing right next to each other. They don't even know it. I mean, Zayats once again dead at the start. Sanctity standing still with the BKB, with the Satanic, and trying to just turn on Amar, but Amar, he doesn't even notice. It's like there's a P tutor kind of tapping him on the shoulder a little bit, and now he just turns around, blows up the sniper. Sniper dead as well. 4 dead on the side of Na'Vi, and now Ura all by himself cannot do it. GG's are called, and the game will go to Falcons.
Round 2. Fight!
I've improved on the cooldowns now. Been a while since I played the Demon of the Shadows. Bit of vision battle between Mary Y and all blows. Disruptor this time around. That's gonna falling back onto the Enchantress is a very interesting approach to the game. But I think that the Enchantress would be the one chasing about with the Timbersaw, keeping distance from the Shadow Demon. But overall, I guess the lane domination of the Enchantress and the big value of it could be something that they're going for. Level 1 enchant, by the way, on Handscan. Could be interesting in terms of the damage. Or maybe it's just the extra 1 creep to control. As we're looking at Mary Y, and once again with the exchange up top, Handscan. Support trades back and forth, each side trying to find a bit of advantage. Down bottom, the sentries exchange lives as Mary Y eats a blood grenade. Here's the whirling death approach from Sibe, as bottom is where we're gonna get our first blood.
I thought I saw that in the forecast.
Yeah, the dive, semi-dive of Pablo and Sibe pay off in terms of a first blood. It's tough to determine where it's gonna be, and until we don't get a 3-camera production, guys, it's kind of hard to find FB. Right? Right. Thank you. At the same time, Xantic and Dendi quite even on the exchange once again. And 2 lasted difference between the 2 mid laners. Who's up top. Still see Egger Demon. Finding all them last hits he wants. Mitigating Shad's bump into performance at Xantic. Leading Dendi by one last hit overall. CQ, Mary Y. Having a decent time against Sibe and Pablo. Sibe and Rinsecue actually on par in terms of last hits. Well, dead even on the lanes. Most of these. As it's a huge stacks of creeps making their way onto the tier 1 tower on the top lane. And doing a good job of blocking off the hard camp. Small camp could be open in a minute, but I don't think Hanskin wants creeps from that or execute a pull with those. As Dendi falling a little low, we'll need to back off the 4-minute runes. Mary Y and Stomayan will do a good job picking those up instead of the Zeus, who will need to go home to recharge. Best farmers. A bit of early ganking trickery inside the triangle, though. Hanskin getting Cinder Brood just a little bit. But the Enchantress is fine once again. Hanskin and Shad.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Only on a little bit. 3/4 of HP on the Bat Rider. Stomayan decides to just back off just a little down bottom. Mary Y, half HP. Changing with Pablo. Those right clicks along with the Thunder Strike hurt like hell. Will be disruption saved, but eventually in comes Sibe, and Pablo will take his pound of flesh. It looks like tonight's gonna be a good night for Rest Farmers. 2-0 so far. Minutes on the clock. Let's see the contest for the power rune. What's it gonna be? Here's up the top as Hanskin will steal the arcane. Eventually, in comes Xantic with the assist. Rolling Thunder wanting to come out from the Pangolier. Eventually losing Hanskin along with his arcane rune as Xantic tries to search for Dendi but does not find the Zeus. Will move back towards the lane. Indeed. 150 HP left on the Zeus, so pick up the bounty rune just to reheal himself. Yeah, a bit of wasted Thunder God's Wrath overall, with the recharge coming out from Hanskin. Be worse. Over to net worths. You can see that Sibe is once again in a dominant position over a Templar Assassin, which we're not really surprised about. Refraction just basically melts. Rinsecue gotta do his best to just keep his distance from the Timbersaw, despite having meld and all this minus armor. And the power of buffs from the refractions. Really tough to find that angle and force out the Timbersaw. Relatively even game so far. First 8 minutes, each one wisdom rune. There's a bit of a catch attempt or a harass attempt coming out from Placebo. Bigger Demon's Brewmaster having a great time though on the lane, despite being a tiny bit behind the Faceless Void. And Xantic's Pangolier. Yeah, we can't really say that Dendi is truly suffering or that Egger Demon is just really having a tough time. There's nothing of the sort. As Stoneman almost dying to the Hellbear Smasher. eating it hard after Elder Smasher claps. A Hanskin moves back all the way to the fountain, so Shad is open. They secure at the very same time, eating a bit of Chalkum. Why the hell not? Now with the shallow cooldown of 16 seconds, there's like you can basically just pack up these refraction instances. Their Chalkum pullback, he still had 4 of them, by the way. Somebody needs to get up and personal in order to mitigate the Templar. 2-1 as in comes the Rolling Thunder. Once again, chase on to Dendi as Pablo says hi from the other side. Disruption coming in with the save. Mary Y wants to save Dendi, but he's not going to be successful. Xantic coming in with the pullback from the Flame Break. Body blocking the Pangolier as in comes the Primal Split, but it's not going to be enough. Time to brawl. Says Egger Demon. He's gonna take his pound of flesh on Xantic. So concerning that Shad is gonna get caught out. Time Walk available for the Faceless Void. Trying to avoid the Drunken Brawler, along with Cinder Brune Burn-Ups. And of Shadows as well. Landing on Shad. But him having that one extra Lotus and the Morbid Mask will basically be a nice little recovery itemization coming out from the Faceless Void. Spibay at the same time. Going on to Fake Disruptor, which is actually called Shadow Demon, and the real Disruptor, Pablo, going in with the glimpse onto Stomanyan. They go, and the Bat Rider has nowhere to run, eventually dying to Shad's time dilation. Invis Rune on Dendi. That 10-minute power rune struggle. Once again favoring bait. Not much to show for it just yet.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Very Y.
Radiant
Back, a bit of Shadow Poison Parry.
Dire's top tower.
Stomayan also makes an appearance.
Radiant
2 cords and 1 support on the side of Arrest Farmers. Shad not even looking for the angle with the Chrono. Pablo on the other side. This could just be an easy kill on Stomayan that they'll take gladly. Turn around. Zoning onto Dendi. They don't really want to go for the catch or the chase. They just want this tier 1 tower. Like Mary Y overextends. Why not kill him as well? Because even with the Demonic Purge finally leveled, Skin and everyone else seems to be fine.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But yeah. All that healing coming out from the kind of hard to deal with. Rest Farmers once again in that network lead territory, which we have been becoming too accustomed to how they play these games. In this mid-game stage, they are just extremely dominant of the map, controlling territories they want, setting up farm for Shad. They will be struggling once again, and in these kills. Their enemies.
Tower is under attack.
It's really CQ. After the D-Lance is gonna go for the Revelator Blink build. And on the other hand, after the Mask of Madness done, he's moving on towards the Maelstrom. Not a big surprise, you know, farming items coming out. Meanwhile, on the Templar, it's more about that tempo. Stomanyan. Maybe he's courier sniping, or he's just looking for vision? Why is he flying about here? I guess he's just trying to steal farm, which is possible from the Faceless Void. As this is just actual good information for the bait side. Knowing that the Faceless Void is not chasing or not, you know, giving chase or anything. It's just extra information for the Batrider and teammates. Telling them that the rest of Rest Farmers should be on the bottom lane. Or that Xantic and even Shad is kind of free of harassment and maybe even ganking. Tier 1 tower on the bottom lane under pressure. Shad trying to defend the dead lane up top. Execute doing a good job defending his tier 1 tower for now. Or basically just slowing down its fall. Xantic wants to make the aggressive move along with Sibe, but I don't think it's time yet. Back to the mid lane, the Pangolier TPs. Along with Pablo. Earning the illusion rune, but Dandy not even close. So just chill farm back in the triangle. Looking at the secret shop. He does find the vision. Oh, just glad he gives a reward. Oh, Dandy, still what a legend.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Farming, having a grand old time as Shad is the one once again falling behind. Similar thing happened in game number 1, if all of you all remember. Shad was struggling to pop off in terms of that farm with the Wraith King. This time it's with the Faceless Void, but as soon as he gets the Maelstrom, that pressure, that slowness will be mitigated. Stomagnon caught out. The Batrider falls.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gold for my tower.
At the same time, it looks like a chase onto Shad.
Radiant's bottom tower
Assault is available, but yeah, Shad with a time walk. Keep his distance. Has another one to use. Actually, bottom, we have a bit of a Mary White chase going on. He's still surviving, so Ace is mute. Manyan. Trying to shake off at Xantic.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Eventually,
under attack.
the Rolling Thunder comes on through. Even with the Satyr, keeping out the connection. Disruption save. Coming out from Mary Wise.
Radiant's
Swashbuckle for the
middle tower
back turn.
is under attack.
Moving Glimpse back onto the Batrider, but no kill. Thunder God's Wrath to reveal everyone's position. As Xantic tries to run away as much as possible. Pablo
Radiant's middle
breaking
tower is under attack.
the Psyblades angles as Sibe with the DD rune turning in on to the Templar Assassin with the Static Storm as well. Out comes the Primal Split from Mega Demon as Placebo trying to keep contact onto the Timbersaw. Reactive armor working overtime, but the 22 charges on it don't seem to be enough. Chakram back and forth, but eventually Dendy will just pop the Timbersaw. Maybe the trees are not the true enemy, Sibe. Rizrak, you have chosen poorly. The true enemy is the
Radiant's
thunder.
turret has been killed.
Mega Demon's courier dies. We'll be happy with that one.
Radiant's top tower is
Slowing
under
down our Radiance build.
Radiant's top tower
But still,
is full.
bait. They're giving up objectives and they just lost their third tier 1 tower, while Rest Farmers are only missing one. Once again, this mid-game pressure of Rest Farmers, they're really, really good at, is just being executed pretty well as Sibe. Moving on to Egger Demon. The Primal Split for 70 seconds. 65 to be exact.
Dire's bottom tower
As
is under attack.
moving on to Mary Y. Easy kill onto the Shadow Demon apparently. Rolling in the deep is Mary Y. It's Sent back to the fountain. It's 10-5, as double the amount of kills on the side of Rest Farmers. But only a slight 4K net worth lead at 20 minutes in. 18 minutes in. Not that convincing just yet. As we could see, Bait, the amount of turnarounds, and they have a very solid team fight with the Brewmaster this time around compared to previous games. It's refreshing to see a little placebo on a different hero. Out comes the Chronosphere, speaking of placebo. As the Static Storm pull back into it, they'll put an end to the Panda's reign. Caster Curse, large at work.
Go!
Demon go.
I'm checking this draft. This time around, Rest Farmers did ban the Doom. And it's apparent that they had some problems facing off against Placebo. And yes, if the game does go to ultra late game, this is more than likely a Rest Farmers draft.
Radiant's
They're the
top
ones
tower is
wanting
under
a longer
attack.
game this time around. Knowing full well that the Templars is pretty strong in the early game. And the Desolator is almost done on the Templar as well. Hanskin could be in trouble here. And with a pullback, Lasso does make a connection. Along with the Ionic Purge, they'll just shut him down as Dendi. SSR. But yeah, as the ambulance takes Hanskin away back into the fountain.
Dire's bottom tower is under
It's gonna be a
attack.
pullback onto Dendi, glimpse back onto the Zeus. Can they keep up the connection? Well, I mean, with the Xantic and Shad, this should be a dead Dendi. As I'm getting quite happy with the amount of murder going on the screen. All them kills. 19 and 20 and a half minutes.
Radiant are scanning.
Bit of steal action going on the Rest Farmers side of the map. Rinseq wants to sit down, take care of the Tormentor. With a double meld, it should be easy workings on it. And possibly even a steal on the Wisdom Rune as well, as Stomanian just sitting idly by. Make their way out of here before Pablo makes it. They'll get the Wisdom Rune. They'll lose out on the Wisdom Rune, but still, you know, stealing the enemy's Tormentor. 21 minutes in. Not many heroes are capable of that. Getting 2 Tormentors, the value, the side of Bait. It's a good compensation for the deficit they have against the Rest Farmers right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Once again, it looks like armor might play high factor in this game, but speaking of high factors, it's that Grimmsback once again holding on to Dendi. Disruption for the save. Could it be enough to save the Zeus? No, the answer is no. As at the very same time, Egger Demon just rejoining after a primal split. Could be in trouble. Shad good dive in, and yes he does, with the Chronosphere drop onto Mariwaya, and Egger Demon are gone. As after that, they are just going for the team wipe, and they will get it as well. Sibe with the double. As all 5 of Bait are gone, 23 minutes into the game. Shutting them down.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As now it's a 7k net worth lead in favor of the Rest Farmers. They're happy with that result. Do really appreciate Shad's build, by the way. Eternal Shroud on the Faceless Void. Feels counterintuitive, doesn't it? But at the very same time, with all the magic damage coming out from
Radiant's
Bait,
bottom tower is under
such
attack.
value. It pays for itself at this point. 25% magic resistance.
Radiant's middle
But it's
tower
most of this
is under
damage.
attack.
Lasso is magic. All that Shadow Demon Shenane is magic. Of course. Wait, we're gonna have some trouble with the Faceless Void down the line, but not trouble with Pablo as they find the Disruptor. But in comes the wrath of Rest Farmers. Xantic. Picking up the angle, looking and looking as Shad dives into the thick of Dendi and Rinseq. Shad in trouble. He went a little too deep, my friend. At the very same time, nice exchange onto Rinseq. They get the Templar as Dendi struggles to find the Timbersaw and will be Chakram down. Downtown Timber Chain from Sibe. As the Timbersaw is just riding the wave, will even leave a Whirling Death and a Chakram into the face of Egger Demon as it's an ultra kill for Sibe. That's another team wipe for Rest Farmers in just under 5 minutes. I mean, it's actually 3, now that I think about it. We're looking at the replay now. It all started off with the focus on Pablo. I think Bait are just overly blind at focusing on this Disruptor. That it's the only team fighting initiation or turnaround that Hanskin and the boys have, but no.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think the most bravurous part of this is that Sibe is just sitting on cores. One by one he takes them down being unpunished. I don't know why Egger Demon's focusing on Hanskin so hard instead of helping Dendi, although to be fair I don't know what he could have done to help out Dendi. Maybe it was Mary Wise job? I don't know.
A gift from the temple.
Jesus, Sibe with the ultra.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As once again, here comes the lasso. And focusing now on the Enchantress, but who cares about the Enchantress when Stomanyan is, I want to say dead, but is he? Yeah, Sibe comes in with the Shivas, just lights them up, or actually freezes them to death. It's Hanskin trying to find the control on to the Brewlings. Egger Demon is keeping distance with the Bears. $24-9. Oh, lucky bash it this time, and then will manage to TP out. Agile 14k net worth lead on the Rest Farmers as they're gonna set Tempo of Roshan to Nighttide. As 24-9, Shad glad to give over the tanking job to Sibe. Xantic. Now with Aghanim Scepter. As, oof. Big disconnection on Stomanyan. He's not frequently cashing on the Braid side. As bad as, yeah, once again, these plays coming out from Bait, this fake aggression with 0 follow-up, I think could be problematic on the long run. Sibe is just doing so well at cleaning a house here. It's, so close, but no bash, dude. It was bad. Dominion's back in play. "27 minutes passed. We already have 33 kills on the board as Stomanyan will be 34th. 25-9. More than 2.5 times as many kills board for Rest Farmers.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The 15k net worth lead is really convincing me.
has been killed.
Yes, Hanskin loses his courier. You are doing their
Radiant's
best to
middle
just find
tower
any
has fallen.
Visibility.
kind of hold onto the
Radiant's
enemy
top tower
team.
is under attack.
But yeah, he's losing tier 2 towers like I lose money at a candy shop. I don't know where it goes. I don't buy candy or anything. It's just gone. When did I
Radiant's
turn
top
around?
tower has fallen.
Trust me, bro. Like I don't like spending. I'm not even a sweet tooth. It's just gone instantly.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, similar fashion. Tier 2s falling like flies on the bait side. That's Sebe. For the approach onto the Shadow Demon, and it's so close. But Mary, why? Just to see another day. I really want to see Bait just protect this high ground 5v5. Just to see if they can just mitigate Shad out of the gameplay, because with the Primal Split and the Storm Panda just whirlwinding the Faceless Foot. Okay, never mind. Primal Split will be used defensively. Tiger Demon. See, they're trying to keep the distance. The Earth Panda. Now he's putting it on suicidal mode. 15 seconds until it despawns. And at the same time, on the mid lane, it's a rip apart onto Rinsey from Shad and the boys. Oh, which pan he's gonna join up back onto? He joins back up on the top lane. Oh, Tiger Demon. No Primal Split. Okay, time to go and kill someone. Well, why not the enemy carry? Sure. Oh, rest farmers. As the fun just does not stop. Sebe. Sending the Chakram forward, looking for the control. Shad. Once again diving a little too deep for my liking, but you know what? He's got the Aegis. No need to worry. 35 kills already in the game, as it might just be more. And Shad diving forward one more time, looking for the control onto the Zeus as Tiger Demon. No Primal Split, no problem. Tiger Demon with the Cinder Brew will shake off the enemy eventually, but rest farmers will not leave the mid lane to go. They'll just take it for themselves. Oh, nice little stuns, nice little lightning coming out from Dendi, but the Nature's Attendance just heals too much. It's Shad. Not even keeping his distance anymore.
Radiant's top tower
Nice and personal, up on the high ground, 30 minutes in. He's eating some mill damage and a bit more as he dives on forward with the Mask of Madness still available to him. Out comes the Static Storm as they'll just sit on Dendi instead. Panda. Sibo does not have Primal Split for 4 more seconds. Is it time for a buyback fight though? Question remains as they'll just rip on at Xantic. Here comes the buyback. Can Dendi and Tiger Demon do it? Primal Split still available. That's Shad trying to sit on top of the Bruling, but there's that Primal Split we talked about. Shad still has Aegis for 33 seconds, but they'll need to try and pop it or just control him a little bit more. They're trying to bait him in, but the right clicks from Rinsey appear to be too strong. Sibbe from the other side. Watching out Mary Y as this fight has been going on for so long. Eventually another Chrono falls out. Rinsey dead once again, just like in the beginning of the previous one. Well, I know I've been the fight being this long, but at the siege, but at the same time, rest farmers, they have moved into the Radiant base, and they're basically the tenants that just don't want to move out. 3 times the kills on the farmers.
Radiant are scanning.
And their cores are just so extremely ahead. I can already hear it in my mind. Everyone's just screaming, it's Jover, it's Jover. Leave Dendi alone, man. It's Shad. They just glimpse back. Brewmaster. But yeah, with the disruption save, it's still gonna be like another chance. But who cares? We're focusing on the racks.
Radiant's
The
bottom
Shad
barracks are under
will take them off.
Radiant's bottom
The bottom lane as well. Now with 2 lanes open, Egger Demon just trying to survive. 33 seconds until the primal split. Shad, even without Aegis, is just sitting about having a grand old time as they set their eyes on Rinsekyu, Shad, and Azantic. Undeterred and chasing BKB this as Azantic and Shad with the chase. The bash hits as with the static storm they almost catch Dendi. Well, who needs a static storm when you've got Sibe on the hunt? Another team wipe as someone types out the GG. And the third game does not go to 60 minutes, but it will mean a victory for Rest Farmers. 35-2.
Round 3.
I mean, underside game
Fight.
as well in terms of what we can expect, like especially from sort of the support positions. Do you have more hope for them this match when you consider what they're playing? Is there more potential for them to have bigger impact?
I mean, they had potential in the last game also with their heroes. I think they just got out-rotated, they got outplayed. I think Falcons just playing much better, at least in these early games in the last few games. So I think they just, stupid to say, but play better, right? They need to just make the movements, they need to help Quinn. Yeah, these heroes can move.
Yep.
And I'm wondering how the matchup now versus the Snap versus Phoenix thing, now that we thankfully have a Palace too, is will the miss rate matter versus this little Shredder and stuff like
Sure,
that?
because it was
it's
1 out of 4 hits or something. What's going on with this Snap fire? Give us a breakdown. Oh, you're talking about obviously the Phoenix applying the miss.
The Phoenix applying the chance, yeah. The other one doesn't matter. You don't miss. You glance.
True. It's less damage, but yeah,
Yes.
it's still a hit, so it's still going to contribute towards the hit count of the Supernova.
But it could make a difference. One of these shots, could matter. Accelerate, the blood grenade's out. Ugh. They got him.
Easy kill there for 2 of them.
Yeah, with Cookie also.
Yeah.
Not an ability you usually want to have in the lane at the start, but makes it work. Able to get that trade. Good stats, of course. Universal hero trading with Phoenix, even though Phoenix is universal as well. Put that gap. And this time around, overall, Duracho, he's not playing versus Timbersaw when he's playing a Wraith King, so it feels like a much better matchup in lane and in game for him. Yes, he's playing versus Timber in game, but in the lane, he should be able to get a lot more because he was just getting chunked every time he walked up from Amar.
Does it not surprise you how much Wraith King we are seeing teams bring out in this new patch? When you kind of consider the changes to the carries and the carry options that are available in the pool? Why are a lot of teams wanting to stick with the Wraith King in 7-3-6?
I did get some cool, massive buffs, right? You literally are alive for 3 seconds after you die every single time, and you get some things that literally upgrade that. So the hero's gotten some nice changes, and it has alternative routes where you don't have to go skeletons versus something like Axe. Although sometimes we do look and we're like, man, it would be really nice if you had skeletons to catch up in some of these games. I think the counter is to not let you really go skeletons. And Duracho just likes it, right? He does just like this hero. And a lot of carries were taken out, although he did lead with it pretty early.
So in this mid-match, what do we sort of expect the outcome to be? Is this one where Quinn on the OD can sort of get more out of the lane than Malrine, or does it end pretty even between these two heroes?
I haven't seen it since the changes, to be quite honest with you. To either change, to the OD buffs and changes, and to the Timbersaw not being universal anymore, but the Quinn should be able to pull a little ahead, but so far in the lane, Malrine CSing very well, and he's got a big wave coming under him, so see if it gets worse as the levels come out, because that's the other thing too we always have to mention. OD, first 3 levels, usually you can't bully. It's once you start getting like the 4 and the 5, the points in Astral. We shall see.
Oh, very nice. That's Cookie into the Berserker's call. Duracho ticking down low to the bell. Hunger, can they dive in for him? And Duracho's going to turn back around.
Oh, and he gets
goodness,
hit.
And he's dead.
Scatter Blast. Still not the easiest lane for him, even though he's not versus Timber. Really good catch there from Crit and Amar. Double bracers are up already for Amar.
They could keep doing this, I feel like, on this top lane. They can absolutely run at the Wraith King and burst through him.
The real nice thing really is that Axe doesn't have to only rely on attacks, right? So you don't have to worry about the attack slow, don't have to worry about the miss chance. You just get your counter heal, its procs, and your battle hunger to do the deeps. So that's actually quite a bit of burst damage up there.
So far in the mid, pretty much even here.
See if that level 4 and 5 makes the difference, but yeah, so far, Marine handling himself. Bottom, haven't got to talk about this one so much. Skater very strong at this gyrocopter that This used to be a bit of a counter pick, though. A lot of people did love playing the Centaur versus Gyro because you just have like a 30 base damage advantage over him. We've been talking about that for like 4 years. That one hasn't changed as much, but Gyro's gotten significant buffs throughout this patch, too. And he does have a CM behind him, which is one of the better supports to secure the lane. So far, a little slow down on the Gyro. Racho,
just
again.
really good damage coming out from Crit and Amar with these combos.
Oh, man.
Not easy for Duracho to lane into.
Can't make any slip-ups. Can't step up too far at all. Just these two. Did he catch him? He did.
Did.
That range on the blast. Racho is just staying pretty much in kill threat at all moments. Be very careful how he steps up. He's just always waiting in the wings.
He's going to be ready with one more combo. I mean,
Look
you
at the
see it.
damage.
Look at him. Sets up for the call. I mean, Duracho, he's
dead again. All right, maybe this is just as hard as the Timber.
I mean, yeah, the way that they're playing this lane, Amar and Crit, it's looking pretty nasty. I mean,
look at him juking.
He's still alive. They couldn't quite hit him with that Spirits. Maybe Stella can get him with the next one.
Can't see him.
He doesn't quite know where he's gone. Crit, he's perfectly fine. He's able to escape. They even drop a scan to try and find him. And the struggles continue for Duracho on this top lane. They're pulling him off time and time again.
This is cool how you can do the combo.
Yeah.
You know, in the past, it's always the cookie leading into the scatter blast and stuff like that. Now you scatter blast to set up the cookie because you get this crazy long range of the slow. Maureen CSing very well, does get pushed off the lane. Quinn starting to secure a bit more of these denies, and he is going to hit 6. We'll see this mana allergy and stuff come into play as well on top of his astrals. His sanity will also have it. And just sitting at absolutely full HP because, yeah, throws the astral onto him. Anytime Maureen casts a spell, he gets health as well.
Bottom lane. Oh,
Ace. Ace.
Mari's gonna have him. That's a successful move. Same time over in the mid. Quinn will drop the hammer onto Crit.
I think we see Maureen do this more than any other player. He's like, oh, my mid lane is a little bit difficult. I'm just going to make a quick move to a side lane, try to get a kill, and then I'll go back to try to reestablish my lane. It's some cool stuff, but now do see Gaming making the move onto Maureen as well. Quinn, Arcane Rune with Tofu. And
Quite enough
against it.
damage with these two to kill him.
Yeah, no ulti available, so just annoy him. Up CS. Even though the Wraith King has died a couple times, re-establishing at least on the last hits. 35 and 7 to the 25 and 4. With Duracho. Even with the deaths, top 2 net worth. Not as bad as the Timber, but still some cool pressure plays that we were able to see from Falcons. Tofu. Position. We'll do a 1-for-1 exchange. Balanced.
I think we'll get to sort of see much movement from Crit, or will he continue to just stay focused on putting the pressure onto Duracho in this lane?
I thought that he was going to just stay top a lot more, just to enable Amar, like the panel was saying, just ensure that he has this really good game, because Maureen, until he's 6, even when he is 6, it's difficult for them to threaten kills on Quinn, but he can stop the push. He is able to at least get rid of that catapult, doesn't get the last hit on any of the creep. Racho.
Try again with a combo. Set up, but there's going to be time TPs to come in, and at this point the burst not quite enough to really threaten Duracho. Duracho still with half his HP to play with.
Here comes that Skitter rotation, though.
Well, they'll be ready to dive the tower. And
Every
with
game.
the rocket barrage tearing through Duracho, he's gone. Celery is going to try and stumray away, but Mauro in with a rotation as well. They get both.
I swear, it's 7 to 10 minutes or something. Like, they always just have, it's like 5 heroes just appear. Catches Gaming Gladiators again off guard. Skeeter will go right back down to bottom. And now they slow down Duracho again. I mean, that's the 3rd death already up here. Even though he was catching back up in the CS, they shut him right back down.
They're looking for Crit. They should have him here. Has to cookie over and stun them, but we'll claim it was a Quinn's opening this game. Definitely the best one that he's had so far this series. He's 3-0-0.
All 3 kills on Crit as well. All the deaths right now for the side of Falcons, they are Crit.
Just gonna be a question of how much can and OD sort of take over the game.
Absolutely.
After having a good start. How strong is this hero right now? We'll get to see
We will.
in the hands of Quinn.
Pure damage is always going to be great versus these tanky boys, right?
Let's see if they can try and cut off the escape of Amar. We have a pretty good chance of this. Amar caught by the Astral. There's not going to be any backup coming in for him, so Gaming Gladiators will be able to set up, take down another. As these movements from Quinn now planning to be very productive, straight back to the mid lane as well. So Quinn makes sure to keep his farm ahead.
And he's got a TP rotation.
Also got the ult ready to drop if they feel that they can bring Malorine down low enough to get the burst on him. Great interruption there from Tofu. Do they need to even drop the hammer? They will to make sure. Quinn gets another 5-0-0 after 2 tough openings, tough games from Quinn. He's hitting back hard here in this game 3.
And this time they're playing around him. I think like last 2 games, I didn't see Tofu as much around the mid in the first 10 minutes. Now he's just sitting with him. Ace.
And he looks to dive in on towards him, but got the Stampede. He's just going to use it aggressively to turn back in and try and set up. Buy time for the team to TP over Dracho. The Great Fire Blast over towards Snaking. But indeed, he may lose sort of the 1 life here for him, because holding on to the point for now. Now he's going to be ready to pop it as he'll look to chase down Snaking. 3 in the Carnation. Can he finish off either of these 2 kills? Frostbite's going to be there to hold him back. And
Skeeter's cleaning up.
Fight back with a rocket barrage. There'll be a stolen Frozen Field coming out from Tofu, bringing both Skeeter and Crit low, and it's going to get him the double.
Okay, nice steal. That steal was clutch. If he doesn't get that, he probably doesn't get the cleanup deals.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Falcons would have managed to get out. So Tofu able to make sure that there's a trade of sorts going on.
Roger, he's dead again. That's 4 now for the Wraith King. And Malrine, he will see the stack that they did make, and he just steals that one away. I think it was that a double or triple stack? Timber just farmed, so. Top 3 core, or 3 of the core net worths at the top here for this side of Falcons, but Quinn, a nice separation.
He's still leading it. He's in the way.
Yep, and he's got Witchblade, so damage, he deals in a ton of it. As long as he's able to get the attacks off. Get on top of him, they still do have ways to control
They want to see what they can find here. Falcons, as the smoke comes out, ready to get Skeeter involved. You know, Skeeter wants to play very active here on the carry gyro.
With that max barrage, I don't blame him. That afterburner.
I mean, Stampede's going to be back up in about 10 seconds, so Ace very close to having that to save himself.
And Blade Mail can do some good work in this game.
It might not be an easy kill to go for. They know there's a lack of TPs obviously coming after the last play.
And look at
1 second until the Stampede. Can he get it off? He cannot.
Oh. Gets him down, at least Skeeter down to a quarter HP, but the dives again and again. Falcons, these moves, 10 to 8.
Yep, and it's sort of giving space and time as well for Amaj. You see, he's now got the Blink Dagger finished up.
Oh, that's actually really nice. Rather than going for that Blade Mail, we've seen a lot of players get this and then not able to make moves on axes.
But Quinn,
it's got Blink finished.
It's over. They're going to find Crit. This should be a quick and easy kill. Crit, he'll be able to jump away, but the damage from Quinn ticks him down. Quinn's got the Sanity's Eclipse ready to drop again in a couple of seconds. See if he can get a further grab. He's got his eyes on Snake King. Cookie to help him close the gap.
Oh, playing along the tree line. He'll be okay.
Does have backup as well. Amar, neighborhood if they want to try for a fight, but it's a bit risky. They know the Gaming Gladiators have got the numbers here, so Falcons will be careful.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Amar always has to be cautious of where the OD is, just for those saves as well. Snay, he's thinking about stepping up for something. Gets pushed away from the Centaur. Here comes the move, though.
See what Amar can find.
You've got Snap Kisses.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Starting to separate away from Quinn. He also backs up at a good time.
Yeah, Gladiators know something's up.
Yeah, they're like, what's going on here? Are thinking about it.
He might still go for it, and he's able to do so. Gets him with a 2-man call. Gets the jump onto Tofu, onto Quinn. Quinn able to keep his distance, but the kisses are coming in. Quinn's got to back off.
He's dead again. So much damage, and Quinn.
Madracho TP'd in aggressively for this fight. Madracho wants to try and make this fight happen, but they're pretty much lost the majority of them. The Supernova will be successful off to the side.
Duracio's low.
He's still getting teased around with by the 3 of them.
He's going down.
There's not much he can do to keep Duracio safe, as indeed Duracio dead again. Defending up to these. He's not able to live. Malorine, he survives, cuts across, finishes off Celery. Falcons get away with it.
What a jump from Amar. Patience from Amar, really. Gets the 2-man catch.
He's ready to dive past these tier 1s.
Oh, wow. And Malorine, what a play to reset, get out of the fight, and then find Quinn to finish him off.
Indeed, it looked like Quinn was going to get out of there, but a beautiful angle from the timber chain of Malorine allows him to cut up across the lane.
Dude, Dyrachyo just keeps dying every time he shows up.
Yeah, 1, 5, and 6. It's definitely hurting his progress towards that radiance after the armlet. A lot of attempts to try and help the team out, but it's always kind of come at a time where there was no help that could save the team.
The OD may be farming well, but at this point now, the Timber is matched in farm with him. You're starting to fall behind on your other course. Falcon's just playing fast, making these really nice moves. 27 kills in 14 minutes already.
Goodness, I mean, yeah, and it may just be a 2k gold lead at the moment for Falcons, but if the other games are anything to go by, we know how quick the lead blows up when Falcons are in sort of charge of the state of the game.
Especially if Dyrachyo has to go back for something like a Radiance, that means he's definitely not going to get involved at all with this team. And now we have seen Quinn go down the once, a big kill streak going the way of Malrine.
Quinn's going to have to carry it pretty hard.
He is. He still is farmed. Seeing Falcon just ahead of the moves, just making these just cleaner ones. Time and time again. Ace again shows top.
Got the opening with the frostbite. I mean, they barely even needed Amar.
Wow.
Snaking and Malrine pretty much did that on their own there with the damage coming out from the freezing field.
Malrine's like, or Amar's like, yo, let me dunk, man. He didn't even get the chance. Insane burst. Malrine hitting his stride. Kaya's done, and the Eternal Shroud is almost online as well. Have to give a lot of credit, of course, to those movements, but I mean, these support movements too, like snaking, these little frostbites and stuff seems to be setting up most of these kills for them too. Seems like they always have these numbers. Being want to strike back. Just a little crystal maiden. A good steal at the least for Tofu.
Yeah, look at the frostbite. Quinn. It's pretty much it. They've got to try and get just everything on Quinn. Give him all the kills. Give him everything.
They see him.
20 seconds until reincarnation's up, and you see how quickly they take him down. Quinn's going to head over. The TP's coming. Can they get something in return in Gaming Gladiators? The Astral to hold back 1-hit from Quinn. They're going to turn their attention over towards Crit, but Mari's just straight back in with a burst over towards Quinn. Force-staff himself back to safety. The kisses start to come through. He drops the Sanity's Eclipse to finish off Crit. Further TP's to come into play. It jump off from Amar, though. He gets the two of them with a call. Quinn's dead. I mean, Tofu will turn burst down Amar, but Celery, has he got any way out of this one? He hasn't.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Every time Amar, very selfless plays, he goes in, knows that he's almost certainly going to die, but he absolutely gets the job done each and every time with these calls. He keeps setting up his team for success.
They're so good at taking these fights and knowing who to sacrifice as well too. Like Crit, the supports keep dying, but the cores keep getting cleanup. Yeah, Amar dies as well too, but they're forcing a lot of spells. Quinn has to walk back in to use a spell because of Crit doing this, which causes him to get killed from the jump in from Amar afterwards.
Yeah, and just when they felt that they may be safe, there it is. Amar with the lockdown. And just allows for the cleanup. Celery not able to get in position to do anything, even though he had the supernova at the ready, but likes to have a chance to really use it to its full effect in that sort of team. And now back over to the mid. Falcons, they're back on with the pressure. They'll take this tier 1 tower.
And look at the farm on the course. They are continuing to get massive amount of farm while also making the plays. And the supports too, even though they're dying a couple times. I mean, Snaking and Crit always do this, right? They die, but they still are always finding a ton of farm on the map. Jesus, playing so fast. Gaming Gladiators, it feels like they don't know how to slow down this momentum that's coming on.
Now, they're speeding up, and it's really looking like we've seen this story already 2 times before today. Game 1 and Game 2 from Falcons.
And Skitter almost has an Aghanims already finished up too, so he is growing a ton in this damage potential, while Dyrachyo, 6 deaths on him. His Radiance is so far away.
Falcons, they'll stick around, look for the tier 2 pressure.
So 10 of the kills on the side of Gaming Gladiators are on Crit and Snaking. That's tough. They just know exactly how to distribute and how to just bait them to be able to go for these supports. And they're still high level. Snake level 10, of course. Need this blink on the Ace in particular, at least to try to make some aggressive moves, but so much has been halted from them that it feels difficult for them to fight back now at this point versus Falcons, who's... looks like they've got most of their items that they need at this point. Malrine, Shroud's done. Crit also buying his Shard. This Shard got some love. I actually like this Snapfire one quite a bit. Gets the heal that used to be inside the talent now, so 200 extra heal versus these tanky boys.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
6k lead. Gyro with an Aghanims, it's just going to accelerate that much more. Comparisons, especially to Dyrachyo. What Gaimin looks to do now with the blink on Ace. They have so much defensive vision, but it hasn't helped them in these last moments anyway.
I just feel like they have to sort of smoke up and try.
They do. It does feel like it.
Push the 12 as well on Ace. We'll get it with this short camp.
Okay. Celery is still very good level, so that's the one thing to look at too. He still does have very good damage with his max Sunray level 12.
Radiant are scanning.
Falcons accelerating things a bit more. Roche is dead before they can get there.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Malrine feeling like he doesn't need that Aegis. Skeeter's taking it. Malrine almost an Aghanims.
Can push on. Tier 2, maybe even just go for the high ground.
They
Force
have
Gaming Gladiators back.
They have a deep ward as well too up top, so if they want to play around that one, if TPs do come in from gaming, they'll be ready for it on the side of Falcons.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gladiators, they'll settle for a trade, at least trying to get something the map away from Falcons. One down the bottom, finally taken. They try and go for the play with the wraparound. They go through the twin gate with this smoke.
They have Chakram stolen on Tofu for only a little bit longer though. They do need every little thing they can get right now on Gaimin.
So what sort of a jump they can get? Amar
knows.
He's gonna be the one to find them first. They'll catch him with the opening. They get the telekinesis into the Fade Bomb. They'll look to burst through Amar. They'll do it. Amar's gone. There's a Stampede to reset for now. Frostbite to catch onto Ace. He's also going to have a missile heading his way, and Skeeter stepping up. Cooldown coming in, won't make the connection, but jump forward with the cookie, gets straight in on top of Ace. Ace is gone. I mean, the status eclipse is going to be dropped, but it doesn't do a whole lot at all.
At 4 now, though. 4 versus 3. Gaming is striking back.
See the Supernova used as the Aegis gone.
Might pop right on time.
So what more they can find here.
It does pop right on time.
We're going to take the current, and with sort of the stun control underwater, Skeeter. Get it.
Go. They strike back.
Gaming Gladiators with that move. Absolutely fight their way back into this one. Taking away a bit of that lead that Falcons had, and of course that lead that Falcons had with that Aegis. It's knocked out of them.
Every little thing mattering. The stolen Chakram, Dyrachyo coming in from the flank, catching the side as well too, killing off the support. Beautiful fight, and honestly, a godly egg there from Celery. Pops instantly as the Aegis respawns, so they have the further control. Really nice move.
If they can keep this going though, Gaming Gladiators, they've struggled to ever really get the lead back in their favor in this series so far. Sort of fight, that move brings them a little closer to that dream. They'll do it again though. It's now done.
They've got some good timings now. Hurricane Pike finished for Quinn, on his way to the BKB too, so we still any chances here for Gaming Gladiators. Really good wraparound. And they'll back up a bit to get themselves their Tormentor as well too. Who gets the shard? It will be Ace. The 2 really nice shards that they now have picked up here from Celery, having his finished from before. Also Ace now. He'll tip crit, because crit bought the shard, so be happy that he's able to. Thank you, support player.
Gladiators, after that move, they look to go straight away again, or what's sort of the plan, would you imagine?
They got 20 seconds till egg.
Yep.
They still need to rely on the initiation and the jump. See how big those initiations can be. Look to fight though. Especially Tofu, he did re-steal Chakram too. Always something to point out. It is a ton of damage on this Rubik.
Are scanning.
BKB finished for Amar. Almost a BKB for Skeeter. Timings are going to be relatively similar, at least on the BKB that comes out from Quinn and one of the BKBs on the side of the Falcons.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Going level 18 on him.
Radiant are scanning.
Still an incredible game from this Timbersaw when he was quote-unquote counterpicked, right? 9-1. Maybe slowing down a little bit.
Something that Gladiators will definitely be happy with. considering how fast things got very quickly in the last two matches and how much this one was starting to ramp up once again for Falcons.
Less though, it's 21 to 19, 23 minutes. We've nearly had 2 kills a minute. Yeah, these supports scaling for sure. Celery getting a great chunk of farm here. Same thing with the Rubik. Also on the other side, Falcons, as they always do on their supports. Smoke coming out. They have one of their BKBs, right? Amar has it. No BKBs yet on the side of Gaming. Quinn still a little bit away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
On a very nice power rune too.
It is Mallory, and he'll put that in the bottle.
Level 18, and he's got the blink coming, so he's got the follow-up if Amar gets a catch.
Oh yeah, the burst, it will be there.
It definitely will. So let's see who they are able to find, and if Gaming's going to be ready to save their buddies.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Amar seems to know that Celery's down here.
I tell you what, he's found him.
He does, and that's a kill. That's a big one. These solo kills are huge. Tons of money, tons of
Dire's
XP.
middle tower is under
Yes,
attack.
yeah, supernova potential, a huge part of the fight that Gaming Gladiators need to have a chance.
Oh my god, 1600. Okay, I didn't know it was that much XP, but oh my god, it's like a full level. Amar will take that one, doesn't have to use BKB or anything. He saw the Fire Spirit from the south and he just jumped him and found him.
Straight back to join the rest of the team. Falcons.
Seconds.
The creep wave up to the tier 2. Skeeter with the BKB.
They've got-
Falcons, they can take these team fights for sure still.
Dire's middle tower
2
is
BKBs
under
and a Ags on Malrine, so essentially another form of just being semi-invulnerable for those 10 seconds. I have a ward right on top of Dyrachyo too. They want to try to make anything with that. Also have a ward on Ace. Wow, these are some sneaky wards. Amar,
He's
Dire's bottom
Open
tower
it.
is under attack.
gonna try
Trying
to
to
start
cancel
things
this
on
TP.
Dyrachyo. Are they going to bring any sort of TPs in on this, or are they just going to let him die twice? The TPs now start to come through. They've killed him off the once. The lift up here. And teaches to hold back them for now, but still, Malrine, he'll close on to Dyrachyo. The Stampede there will allow Dyrachyo to get back to safety of the base.
Dire's
Save the
middle
carry.
tower
that was
is
scary
under
for a
attack.
second though. So much information that Falcons had with that top ward as well. They tried to go for the jump, but Dyrachyo, he gets himself
Dire's
away.
bottom tower is under attack.
Gonna blink now to be able to jump too. So opts away from having his BKB, which we'll see if that
Dire's
for the Wraith
bottom
King.
tower has fallen.
Much more aggressive kind of play style, but definitely gonna hurt if he does get jumped on at all by Malrine.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Mark, he's going to look for the blink, and he's going to be able to find
No
it.
way.
He doesn't miss with these jumps them up.
Radiant's top
That
tower
was sick.
is under
I mean, they
attack.
saw him with the ward in the river for a second there, but then afterwards it just...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
To see if they can even find some more up here. I mean, Ace.
Trying to play around. I mean, they have a lot of vision on the map right now. They even have that cliff ward bottom too, so they see it. 3 heroes right now.
Gladiators now set to prepare for this. At the same time, you know, you can only be so prepared against Amar's axe. Even if you know he's coming for you, he seems to be getting you anyway.
I'm really wondering if... I mean, they need the triple BKBs on the side of Gaming to fight versus all this magic damage at this point, it feels like. And yeah, Dyrachyo's is going to be very far because he went for
Dire's
the blink,
middle
but
tower is under attack.
see what he can make with the blink. I mean, he's got his BKB. Green, level 20's hit. Magic resistant talent
Dire's top tower
on top
is
of the
under
Eternal
attack.
Shroud. Tankier. Yeah, this deep vision really massive. Like, vision is so important in these type of games when you are the aggressors, the ones with the advantage, just to keep them down. And another blink. So crit, this blink, all about positioning to be able to kill the Ag in particular, right? So be able to just jump in and go for it if he does see an opportunity. The smoke's coming out, so Gaming looking to strike back. Blink is finished up on Ace, or BKB finished on Ace, sorry. Should be able to jump and survive. Last few times that we've seen.
Dire are
Dyrachyo,
scanning.
fragile,
Radiant are
has to find
scanning.
supports. Has to avoid the Timber in particular on this Wraith King.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Split a little bit from the team. Okay, so he blinks straight back over. Wants to reconnect with them. Dyrachyo.
Power rune. Ace.
Ready to take this, Falcons then. Got Amar leading the way.
They're pinging top because that Roche is soon to spawn. They know it's either up or respawning soon, so they're looking for the fight.
Marine TP's over.
Racho shows himself.
They want to try and burst through him twice. They're going to try. Mar's in with a jump. Gets the call off. They've got the shack round to follow up as well. That's the first life gone. Same time, Marine's ready to continue to just chase over towards the backlight. If they link out for Dracho, Amar, he's going to look to maybe set up to go in again, see what sort of angle he can find. Ace puts the BKB, heads over towards Amar, but won't quite be able to close the gap upon him. Over to the side, Marine getting focused by Quinn. The Sanity's Eclipse comes down. It's not enough to kill him. Marine gets away from the Sanities and the Supernova. He'll survive.
That's everything from Gaming Gladiators used. They need to back away. It's for the Roche. It's gonna spawn in about 20 seconds. Falcons, they can look to either go for the fight or just go for that Roche. Roche is probably the safer choice, but they did have a ward that was scouting gaming. It just despawned. Well, yeah, it just went away.
No.
Radiance is done.
Well, he had it done. He
Oh,
did
he did the disassembled.
yeah,
by the,
he was.
messing around.
Yeah. Yeah, no, all spells used. They couldn't get anything to clean up. Malrine too tanky.
Radiant's middle tower is
Now
under
they're able to
attack.
just get this Roche for free. He just ate a cheese. Malrine already shown that he's tanky enough to live the first round of everything. Throw a cheese on him. May not have the damage to bring this Timber down.
Roshan has fallen into the rage.
Feel the pressure that gaming's under.
They're holding on better than they did in game 1 and game 2, though. That's something.
Radiant
Definitely true.
are scanning.
Whether it's going to be enough to allow them to turn this game, though, quite another question to ask. 50 minutes in, Falcons. It's advantage now with the Aegis of Cheese. Ready to look for more Amar.
Tofu.
He's lucky that he TP'd there and didn't walk up the lane. Even just a little bit, Amar would have caught him.
Good awareness.
And outside of the base, Gaming Gladiators. There we go. So the nullifier.
Yeah, the disassemble. Let's have this way to be able to focus on Malrine, right? The reactive armor, I think I saw the Yules before to pop it, but they need a way to remove it instantly to focus kill. Still a tall ask. But maybe this catches Malrine off guard. Okay, I'm just kidding. They literally just passed the cheese back over to him. Maybe they did scout it. Put it on Amar for a second. They're gaming, looking to play around their vision.
Falcons just not really walking into gaming the way that gaming would hope with the setup that they were going for on this high ground.
No, not falling into the trap. And this game slowed down so much. It was 29-19 like 10 minutes ago. It's 23-19. Methodical play.
Wait, how did that... You said it was 29-19.
21-19.
I was like, what, they lost 6 kills?
21-19.
The nerf the Falcons need, just to take away some of their kills.
2 kills only in the last like 10 minutes.
No, yeah. That's right. With the AC Quinn. I mean, do they want to make a smoke play, or is it just wait it out? Just don't get caught, don't get picked off.
They want to play around their vision so they can get an ideal jump.
Yeah.
I think them smoking into the other team feels very complicated at this point.
A lot of sustain now, Falcons. We've got the Bloodstone on Mard, Satanic on Skeeter.
Yeah, they're smoked. Crit shows himself for a second.
This is risky.
Skeeter is deep and a little bit split, but they're scared of
Got the missile heading over the way of Quinn. He's sort of just standing between Skeeter and the rest of Gaming Gladiators.
see the Satanic and they're like, ooh, not a target we want to go for. Amar
Thinking about it.
thinking about jumping in, but they're going back to their vision on Gaiman. Well, BKB now for Malrine, so now he has a way to protect himself versus the Nullifier as well, too, once he's got that. Cheese gets passed over to a teammate.
They seem hungry to try and take a fight around this defense.
So look at this ward. Got a little bit of time left. Celery, he's gonna break. They see him.
Do they want to go for Ace? They're going to try for Ace. They're getting with the jump. It's going to be there straight away to send him up in the end. There'll be a defensive Astral from Quinn to try and keep Ace.
The BKB's done.
I mean, Mallory's going to turn towards Duracho. Ace stands his ground on top of Skeeter, but he doesn't have enough burst to finish him off. Quinn will come in to seal the deal and take the Aegis out of the hands of Skeeter. The Aegis gone. And all things considered, Gaming Gladiators, they don't lose anyone. So not a terrible move to be made there.
Nope, had to use Sanities and the Stampede. They will be able to get themselves away. That was the BKB reveal for Malrine. They tried to nullifier focus him, and then BKB bits popped, and immediately Gaming's like, uh-oh, we got to kind of back away.
I mean, he wants to get back in on this.
He's got the Bloodstone.
He's thinking about making the... Of course, Jiracho does have Reincarnation available. Gonna try him off. He's in. There's the jump. To get the catch, they're gonna be the defensive Astral from Quinn again, coming out. Face. He's in the two-mana Who's-Stop. He's going to enable the connection onto Skeeter and on towards Malrine. They'll try and force Malrine to safety, but with another fire on him, he's in trouble. Quinn focuses him down. The heal's going to come out. Malrine tries to turn. He's alive. He's going to live. He's up to the high ground. He's away. Skeeter's in on top of Quinn as Quinn is surrounded. Ace is finished off. Quinn goes down. Double kill for Skeeter.
Oh my goodness.
They somehow managed to keep Malrine alive. As Gladiators, they've lost 4 effectively as Celery had to buy back for this one. They're diving the base here, Falcons.
Holy crap.
And Amar, he's not done yet. He's looking over towards Celery. Celery crawling back towards the fountain.
Dude, Snaking used a greater healing Lotus on Malrine while he's getting chased. That's what came in, and then they pass him the cheese afterwards. He pops it, heals up. Even though he didn't have the BKB, Gaming tried their hardest with the fire.
They've stepped it up a little bit in the Game 3 gaming compared to what we saw in Game 1 and Game 2, but it's still seemingly not enough against Falcons.
Hey, Falcons, just this series just seems to have powered up to Super Saiyan levels, covering each other perfectly. Oh, what a greater healing Lotus by Snay. I was like, who did it? I was clicking on Crit and Snay instantly, and yeah, it was Snay. Passed it over onto his buddy.
I mean, they were so close to killing him, Gaming.
Radiant are scanning.
Now, losing the base, the set completely cleaned up.
Skeeter now having a full Daedalus too, so his damage has massively increased. Huge win there for Falcons, up to 19,000 gold lead. No kills gotten for the side of Gaming.
Pretty much back at that sort of lead that we've been seeing from them before.
They're just so good at so good at team fighting. Like the spell casting and the way they've reset and positioned themselves to bail each other out is absolutely insane. And like Gaming, they're going for the right targets. Like the nullifier focus plays, just Falcon is prepared for it every time.
The grab onto Crit and will manage to stop the TP out. Still stolen cookie.
The kill.
It's something.
Another kill onto a support.
Crit's out for 50 seconds. Anything else the Gaming Gladiators can do with this though? Malrine very close to his next item, nearly full Shiva's Guard.
Almost a BKB on Crit too, so he can always just focus fire the egg if he needs to. Gaming trying to get more. They have to, it feels like too. They're smoking while this
They've got to do this. They've got to try and find something with this little bit of a very rare window, really, because Falcons not only caught in a position where one of them's out.
Amar? He gets the blink.
He's too quick. They're going to still see if they can maybe chase him down, but no, it's not going to happen. Amar's already out.
Not onto the high ground, definitely not.
Is under attack.
So quick every time. I feel like I see this happen so much from Falcons too. They break these smokes and blink away, somehow surviving. Being tried for the move. Only can just get the snap.
Another Torment up. Another Wisdom Rune here for Falcons.
Dire's middle tower is under
Arena take
attack.
that one. Almost 25, so he's getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on. There it is.
Get him that Wisdom.
About to have it finished. Not as potent as it used to be, of course. Second chakram. You just have it built in now for some reason. A very strong 25.
Gladiators, are there any big items that they're close to? What have we got? Jiracho should have his BKB.
Quinn has AC.
For the next fight.
If I'm not mistaken, did he?
Yes, he has. He has come down the courier, right?
So 2 pretty big pickups. 2 needed pickups. They need every little thing they can get for the damage.
I mean, and they're nearly at the point where Ace has got a Shiva's Guard, so they themselves are getting some of this sort of sustainable with these auras out.
Have to somehow get the chain control to prevent the BKB. I mean, there's so many levels of layers of things that they have to actually do to be able to focus fire some of these tanky guys. Falcons just have been ready to bail each other out perfectly too.
And every time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Falcons timing themselves. 25 hit on the Timber. And BKB on the Snapfire, of course.
This is pretty scary as well. Gaming Gladiators being down at this part of the map.
They might get
can
surrounded.
Lead them into being wrapped around on pretty hard here by the smoke movement from Falcons.
Uh-oh.
They've been split up as well. We'll see who Amar's going to get the jump on Quinn. He's going to walk
right on him.
He's able to get the BKB on Judge. He's going to try and jump onto the back lines. Looks towards Crit. Crit on the
getting
retreat of the
shredded.
BKB, but Dracho's going to be able to stay on target and kill Crit off. Peter moving forward with the flat cannon. Quinn is going to TP out. Can he make it away? He can. And the rest of escape. Ace also with the BKB TP. He gets out as well. Duracho, BKB TP is not going to save him. As Amarzin gets the call, gets the dunk off. Should be ready to go for round 2. Duracho will be the one to fall. They save everyone else. You know, for how that sort of started, the fact that Gaming Gladiators only lost Duracho, that's pretty remarkable. But obviously still not good news for Gaming, as even when they get a trade, they're losing their carry.
Yeah. It's very close to Quinn. He barely gets out.
He was
honestly.
very lucky to get out on the edge of that fight with the CP.
It's absurd physical damage. Skeeter was right on top of him. Same thing with Amar. They almost bring him down. Now no BKB for him.
Amarin can just start running at them.
He's in trouble. Can't even get away.
I mean, straight away was sort of the burst from this Timbersaw taking Ace down to half HP, and he's got a lot of HP to burst through. Just to show how much Marin does right now. Having a great time this game, as he has had in many this tournament, Malrine.
I mean, if heroes are near trees, this 25 talent can do some insane damage. Roche back on the menu.
Had time to take it.
And they're right around it.
Pressure on Amar as well. We're ready for the big double calls.
They could 100 to 0 whoever they call now. If they catch Quinn inside the call, he can just refresh call the second time, and that's a dead OD. You win.
We go. Another Roche. Who's gonna get what? Aghanim's for Crit.
Sure. So much potential you can do with this one.
That's true. What sort of use it to sort of send Amar in?
Send Amar
Honestly,
in.
not that he's needed it. Amar's kind of like, bro, I've been getting his blinks off on my own. I don't need you to send me in.
I mean, you can save people, you can send people in. There's so many different things that you can always do with this gobble up. Further spells just from being tossed, you know, lane creeps being thrown into the fight as well.
Because one thing you can do is grief.
You can.
That's what Gaming's hoping for right now. They're hoping that Crit's going to come in with some horrific misclick and send sort of potentially Skeeter into the middle of the fountain. Probably not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen.
But, you know, Gaming, they need whatever they can get right now.
They do. Especially because the other thing, too, look, like the farm of Celery in particular. I was going to look at the Phoenix. Sometimes this hero can become one of these, you know, these supports that be so strong. But there's always the Snapfire answer, number one. But also, Celery's farm has just fallen off a cliff. He's the lowest level in the game and the bottom now. And he was having a pretty good farm at some points, but then afterwards he just got, yeah, things accelerate too fast. And I mean, they haven't found much in the last 20 minutes or so on the side of gaming. It's really all been Falcons. Controlling the map here, picking up more and more items. Swift blink here for Skeeter. Go for a Tormentor as well.
We just got to wait in the base here, Gaming. Try and wait out the Sages, but...
Guys, don't kill your buddy.
Be careful.
We have not had a Tormentor death in it. Have we had one in this tournament?
I don't think so.
We haven't had that many, right? People are getting much better at not killing their teammates.
I think they should buff it. Buff the Tormentor. We need to get back to pro players dying to it. It's always a good laugh.
It should do double damage to core players, IMO. Oh, you gotta bully the supports always. It's defense, gaming. Lead continues to grow for Falcon.
Such a lead, yeah, 28k.
Even Crit has surpassed the Wraith King now. Of course, the Aghanims comes into play with that one because he was gifted one, but
sure,
this net worth is starting to get pretty crazy. It's four of the they have four of the top five.
They're coming out to look for Celery.
Get away.
Gonna go for the TP outside of the map. Racho. I mean, he'll try and get a goodness, that blink at the last moment there.
They're right on him,
Racho gets the kill. He's going to be stampeded as well. Hey, might be able to steal a Wisdom Rune. Grab that Wisdom Rune. There we go. Okay, he'll get something out of it. He might even get Crit as well. Couple more hits. Can he get it off? The homing missiles in. BKB persists for now. Reincarnation Soul will be there. Can he blink out of this one, Duracho? He can't. Immediately caught by the call. He will dive for this. But hey, you know, he got a kill on a support, and he was able to pick up a Wisdom Rune on the way out. Sure, it's something.
It's something.
Yeah, for a team that's 27k behind, you take what you can get.
These poor supports. How many? Poor Snay. I mean, Snay only actually has 5 this game. It's not that many. Crit has 10, but these are the value deaths, as we call them, of course, from Falcons. 15 out of 22.
That's course, across the board on the side of gaming.
Especially for poor Duracho.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that all started very early on. He was like 1-7.
That's
pretty
true. Those
in the
early
game.
fights definitely hurt him.
Yep. I mean, Maureen, right? He 12-1 somehow in this game when he's playing versus these counters. Just unbelievable stuff, guys.
Yeah, this guy's
So good.
He's pretty insane. Consistency of his mid-level mid performances
Yeah.
just wild. And that is a courier snipe and a half. That would have been the Parasma for Quinn. It's not going to be there for 3 minutes now due to that snipe from Maori.
Huge one. Amar just jumps in, tries to get a catch. No one there. Hour to fall.
Get the jump in. Just put the Aegis hit Skeeter, so even if they kill him the one, not going to care too much.
Just fly over it.
Wait, what? Yeah.
He flew over it, the Aviano.
Oh,
rather.
yeah.
I thought he walked right through because of movement speed at first, and I'm like, wait, he's floating. Okay.
Yeah, sort of what broke through because of the crazy numbers that you get on this gyro nowadays, but yeah, you're right. They're going to fly over it. There's 10 seconds until Duracho's back.
Astral, but
Bottom racks going down. Not quite able to get the grab onto Marina Martin with the jump. He's able to get the call off on a Quinn. Quinn, can he get away from him? They'll use the Stampede. Duracho's in, jumps straight forward over towards Amar. Mar's PKB about to come to an end. They're in with the stun. They've killed Amar off. Now they'll turn in for more. Look over towards Skeeter. Skeeter forced away, but the list there from Tofel. They'll drag him back. They'll take the agent up. Marine turns back in, but the Duracho PKB's there. Supernova's off to the side. Skeeter's going to try and look towards
on the egg.
The Snapfire comes in. Chris Staking are able to help take it down. Finish off the Supernova. The Sanity's Eclipse goes out from Quinn, but it doesn't matter. Quinn's gone. The buyback's having to come out now from Gaming Gladiators, but Quinn, he's got no buyback available. Dive forward for Celery. Now the buyback comes out from Ace, but Duracho, he's gone. He's got a few seconds left in this great form. Gets a couple of hits onto Marion, but that's all that he has left in the tank.
give him the Rampage. He deserves it.
Certainly looking for it. Over towards Tofu and Ace. The jump forward. Has he got the burst
That's
with the
so
Chakram he
drunk.
has? Get towards that fountain.
Get in there.
Come on.
Nah, he's not gonna. He's sensible.
He's being sensible.
Yeah.
He wants to close this up. This game, this win, it's going to give him the championship title.
He's like, I'm sure you guys missed me at the last tournament.
I-
I come in and we just 3-0 finals.
Ace
Holy moly.
and Stellary, they're going to give it one last shot to try and keep Falcons off the Ancient. Ace
Blade
with the
Rampage.
BKB in the Blade Mail. But he's just getting...
Roll.
Yeah, he's dead. It's over. GG! It's
Wow.
good! Ladies and gentlemen, Team Falcons, they're going to be your champions here at the Dream League Season 23. Just going to show a new patch. It doesn't matter. They were doing this back on the old patch. ESL 1 Birmingham.